10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Cryptids and Conspiracies. We had a couple week break there, trying to be more consistent, but we had Wookie who decided that his wife, knickknack selling in Yuma was more important than Cryptids and Conspiracies. And of course, we don't live with him, so and she does the wonderful, you know, sweet lady that she is to put up with him. So, if he's going to have to, accommodate her every once in a while, so she'll put up with him. Who are us? To, to criticize that? So, so Mrs. Wookie, salute to you for putting up with Wookie, and we are totally okay with him missing a couple shows. So you can tolerate it. So anyway, I said I was going to trash him. I have to keep my word. I'm a man of my word. Okay, I'm a man of my word. Anyway, so let's. We got a couple of gentlemen here. Let's start this fella right here.
Abby someone.
Abby someone.
Abby who? Abby normal.
Right?
We absolutely
Welcome
don't
to the
tolerate
show,
him.
Abby.
What do you mean we don't?
No,
we tolerate.
oh, you
we
don't.
tolerate him.
Keep him in the basement, huh? Oh, okay. Well, he lives in a trailer, so he doesn't have a basement, but technically.
Well, they have a crawl space.
Okay. Crawl space. Oh, keeping it. Oh, that makes sense. That does make sense. Kind of like Sloth in the basement of the Goonies,
Right.
That thing. Yeah. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Anyway. All right, let's. We got one more guy to bring on. Let's bring on this gentleman right here. Remember, if it's not
Scottish, it's crap!
Hello. Good evening, everybody.
welcome to the show, Mr. Barab.
You know what? I was thinking, if Wookie's wife is kind enough to borrow him just now, and that means that she has to watch him eat instead of us.
Oh,
well, that's nice of her.
Oh,
that's
okay.
nice of her. That's nice of her.
Yeah.
There isn't a bib big enough.
Seriously, she'd be like,
yeah, we're going to totally take the piss at you tonight.
He looks like the Gordon's rain slicker.
probably like one of those big old New England crab bibs or whatever, that take up your whole entire chest.
What you've done wrong is you've got the Headless Horseman, what was real title there, but underneath you should have had as a subheading, "Take the piss out of Wookiee."
Yeah.
Or rag on
Well,
Wookiee.
Well, we do that normally. Just
True,
he's usually
true.
here to to give it whatever
Yeah, it's kind of funner when he's not here. He doesn't fight back as much.
Well, that is true. That is true. It's always.
I bet
it's always
his ears are burning though.
I
Maybe
guarantee
those
he's probably
buggers are
listening.
speaking about me.
He's probably listening right now.
Oh, he knows we're taking the piss out of him. I promise. I promised him.
Hi, Wookiee.
Maybe
Hi.
Anyway. Yeah. He sent me earlier. He sent me like some pictures in the message of what he's doing right now. So yeah. So evidently, these are his wife's knickknacks, and he is selling them.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, we saw that in the thing.
Get a little craft fair going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So evidently, he somehow hooked a talented and attractive woman. So how the heck did that happen? I'm thinking there might be some kind of like drugging involved.
He's a Wookiee. He clubbed her. Blam!
He clubbed her and drug her to his cave, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Well, y'all have fun in Yuma. We're going to hold down the fort here.
Where it's still 90 degrees.
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. What's that?
It's still 90 degrees in Yuma.
Oh.
Ow. Oh, wow. Yeah. I guess that's like fall for them, though, right?
Because it's a freaking desert.
It is.
It is a desert. As this man said.
Exactly. Hello, not Brian.
Not
That
Brian.
never gets old.
Never gets old.
No.
Well, so today, since Wookiee's not going to be here to annoy me, I think I'm going to kind of like choose our little pathway to Halloween, and so this was going to be the cryptid part of it, the Headless Horseman. Next one's going to be a conspiracy part of it, because we're going to talk about the Amityville horror.
Ooh.
Oh, rough.
So that's going to be.
Have we not done that?
Yeah.
Did we not do that?
Well, we did Ed and Lorraine Warren, but we didn't.
Oh
really,
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
We didn't really focus on the Amityville. They were a very small part of the Amityville thing. The whole story is we didn't really cover this whole story.
The Amityville, no, and I've not seen the films either. So.
Well, the films are totally superfluous to Amityville.
Yeah.
Didn't really cover. Anyway, not Brian.
Hey.
Well, we've been slagging Wookiee pretty hard. He is in Yuma.
Yep.
With his lovely wife, trying to convince her that he's husband material. For this weekend and the next weekend. So. Anyway,
I would take a mass manipulator to do that.
Well, or just groveling, or a lot of groveling.
Maybe.
This is,
Yeah.
where my money is.
His wife's bullshit meter
All
is really freaking good.
Oh, there you go. So how did she marry him? Golly.
Like I said, he clubbed her.
The wonders ever cease. Oh, he clubbed her. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, but every day for as long as they've been married? Come on.
You know.
Anyway.
Well, you know.
All right. Okay. Must be some brain damage by now. That's all I'm saying. All right,
That's a
so
Wookiee part.
we that's a Wookiee part, right? So this is the. I might as well play this clip. This is the one that might get us struck. So let's might as well
Oh,
play this one.
get it out the way.
Yeah, let's get it
Well,
out.
if we're not getting struck, we're not having fun.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there you go. We're not doing my job if we're not getting struck
Right.
by the stupid automatic system working on this website. Anyway, so this is what we're talking about. This is probably the best modern, probably the best depiction of this in pop culture. So let's play this.
Who's there?
All right.
There you go.
I was informed that my mic was not up to stuff. It turns out that StreamYards has selected the wrong mic. So thank you for letting me know. Not Brian. Appreciate it. So I don't know why you guys didn't let me know. That sound like a chipmunk. Come on, man. Thanks a lot, guys. It's a
Well,
pretty,
you know,
we
we
find
figured let it go for as long as we could.
Oh, okay. Well, with friends like you and me, who needs enemas anyway?
That's right.
Much better. All right, appreciate it. Take care. The only friends I have are the chat. Anyway, all right. Well, appreciate it, guys. So the reason why that sounded a little chipmunky is because I had to speed it up so copyright wouldn't claim me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that basically we're talking about the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. We're talking about the that particular movie with it's Tim Burton, I believe.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. It's more of a detective story than it is a horror story, but it has a lot of horror story elements. Very clever movie. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, it's got Palpatine
and,
in it, so it must be good.
Mm-hmm.
Palpatine's in it.
Thanks, T Bunny. Vast improvement. Yeah. Ray Park, Death Darth Maul played the Headless Horseman.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah. According to our friend Cruel, there's a whole bunch of Star Wars alumnus in that particular
There was
movie.
certainly
so.
Ray Park and Ray
go.
Park and Palpatine, and then you've got Michael Gough from Batman, and I think Michael Gambon's in there as well.
Yeah,
Michael
That's quite a
Gambon
lot
is
of
it.
well-known, actors.
Yeah,
a lot of well-known actors in that one.
Christina Ricci from the Addams Family movies. Yep,
That's right.
played Wednesday Addams, I believe.
Yes.
But anyway, so the Headless Horseman is actually based on a short story book by Washington Irving called The Sketchbook of Jeffrey Crayon. That's the name, Jeffrey Crayon. But he wrote it while he was living in Birmingham, England. But it's really the first book that of American author person born in America, primarily, grew up in America. That was like pretty much literary success. It's all literary success, and there was two primary stories in it. It was Rip Van Winkle and Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And so A Legend of Sleepy Hollow is considered by many to be the first American horror story, maybe even the first slasher style horror story. Would you guys agree with that? Do you know anything earlier than that?
I don't think so.
I
No.
don't think so.
Well, so it's still enduring, and it was written in 1820. So it's been a while. Been a little while.
Right.
All right. Now, when you go to thinking about the origins of the story, hold on a second. A comment. Hey, I like the one with Johnny Depp. This one ain't too bad, but I like the one Johnny was in. Yeah, that's where the clip is from. Also known as the parkour slashers. Already,
Love it.
we started already. All right. Anyway, okay.
Of course we have.
Anyway, of course we have. But as it happens, the origin of the Sleepy Hollow, legend, may go all the way back to England, because there is a creature of Celtic lore called the Dullahan. Let me play that real quick.
Okay.
On Ireland's dim roads, in the silence of the night, a supernatural being walks through the shadows, striking fear and dread into the hearts of those who cross his path. This is the Headless Horseman Dullahan, a legendary figure wrapped in mystery and terror. As legend has it, the Dullahan is a messenger of death, sent to collect the souls of the damned. Riding a black horse as ominous as himself, Dullahan rides at a frantic gallop, grasping his own severed head in one hand. His hideously pale head with an evil grin shines like the moon, illuminating the road ahead with a macabre glow. Dullahan's eyes are sharp and piercing, able to see over huge distances, always on the lookout for its victims. His mouth, perpetually twisted into a smile, is always whispering the name of the one whose soul he has come to seek. Everywhere he goes, doors close on their own, and the wind murmurs menacingly, announcing his arrival. They say a person is bound to die wherever Dullahan comes to a stop. He is known to spill human blood as part of his ritual, and anyone who sees him, even from a distance, is sentenced to perish soon. Once Dullahan has spoken their name, there is no escaping their fate. Like him, his horse is a hellish creature. With blazing eyes and nostrils oozing steam and fire, it gallops tirelessly, ignoring all obstacles in its path. There is no gate or barrier that can stop them, as they pass through all barriers as easily as the wind blows through leaves. Dullahan has a human spine like a whip, and its shattering sound is enough to paralyze anyone who hears it with fear. With one flick of his whip, he can open any door or lock any soul inside. Anyone who dares to eavesdrop or challenge his presence can be struck down by his wrath. Only one barrier stands against the Dullahan: gold. For unknown reasons, he fears this precious metal and flinches at the sight of it. Small coins or even jewels may be enough to ward off the Headless Horseman and protect one's soul from perdition. When night falls and darkness overtakes the world, you'd better stay off the lonely roads and pray that you never catch the sound of horses' hooves approaching in the deadly silence. For if you do, you may find Dullahan creepily smiling as your soul is swept away to the afterlife.
Okay. So definitely a lot of crossover between the Legend of the Dullahan and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Wouldn't you say?
Well, yes, but then again, a Dullahan could be taken out with lots of magical archers and lots of heavy weapons. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I beat
Headless
I beat the
parkour.
crap out. I beat the crap out of one of those in Dragon's Dogma 2. I was thinking that name sounded familiar. Dullahan.
You're not helping, Abby. Yeah, you're not helping. Anyway.
I know. That's what I'm here for.
You're not here. You're not here to help. I know. I know. You're not here to help. Anyway,
Comic relief is what I'm here for.
there you go. There you go. Right. All right. Well, so Washington Irving did spend time in England, but a lot of these legends they kind of came over. The area that Legend of Sleepy Hollow set in, this area is actually more Dutch than I think anything else. But so he wrote this after being in England, and so the idea is that while he was in England, he heard of this legend, and then
Right.
and then maybe that inspired the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. But there's a lot of things that he added in that were very oddly specific. And start with this video here.
An opening in the trees now cheered him with the hopes that the church bridge was at hand. The wavering reflection of a silver star in the bosom of the brook told him that he was not mistaken. He saw the walls of the church dimly glaring under the trees beyond. He recollected the place where Brom Bones's ghostly competitor had disappeared. If I can but reach that bridge, thought Ichabod, I am safe. Just then he heard the black steed panting and blowing close behind him. He even fancied that he felt his hot breath. Another convulsive kick in the ribs, and old Gunpowder sprang upon the bridge. He thundered over the resounding planks. He gained the opposite side, and now Ichabod cast a look behind to see if his pursuer should vanish according to rule in a flash of fire and brimstone. Just then he saw the goblin rising in his stirrups and in the very act of hurling his head at him. Ichabod endeavored to dodge the horrible missile, but too late. It encountered his cranium with a tremendous crash. He was tumbled headlong into the dust, and Gunpowder, the black steed, and the goblin rider passed by like a whirlwind. The next morning, the old horse was found without his saddle and with the bridle under his feet, soberly cropping at the grass at his master's gate. Ichabod did not make his appearance at breakfast. Was Washington Irving writing from first-hand accounts when he penned his timeless tale of Ichabod Crane and the infamous Headless Horseman? Or was he just adding his modern-day twist to folklore that had been told for centuries? Today we take a look at the legend of Sleepy Hollow and ask a simple question. Was there a real Headless Horseman? The answer might surprise you. So if you're curious, let's take a walk through history.
Whoop. All right. Well, so that's pretty much the story. But there's a lot of like oddly specific details that Washington Irving added in. Now he probably did. He may have heard the Doulahan mythos because there was like several published books that would have been available in the colonies. Well, at that time, I guess 1820, they were established America by that time, having won it about 25 years before or more. But let me see. It's called there's a Scots poem called Tam o' Shanter and Gottfried August Bugger's Der Vile Jäger, The Wild Huntsman. And there's a few other ones, but anyway, so he might have heard it from like works of fiction that were available at that time.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing about it is, it's like those oddly specific details keep coming back in. Let me play this right here. Hold on.
The legend of Sleepy Hollow resurfaces every year around Halloween. Washington Irving's 1820 tale of a Headless Horseman is considered one of America's first ghost stories and one of its scariest. The story takes place in the New York village of Sleepy Hollow in Westchester County. In it, Lanky schoolmaster Ichabod Crane courts Katrina Van Tassel, a young heiress who is also being pursued by the Dutchman Brom Bones. After being rebuffed by Katrina at a party at the Van Tassel's farm, Ichabod is chased by a headless horseman who hurls his head at the man, throwing Ichabod from his horse, and the schoolmaster vanishes. Certainly a great Halloween classic, but it might surprise you to know that the story, with all its supernatural charm, is grounded in reality. The true story of Sleepy Hollow can be traced to Washington Irving's early years. In 1798, 15-year-old Irving left his native home of New York City to flee a yellow fever outbreak and made his way north to Tarrytown, where his friend James Kirk Paulding lived. As time passed, Irving garnered a respectable reputation as a writer, but there was no real job prospects for him in America, so he left Tarrytown for Birmingham, England. His sister Sarah and her husband Henry Van Wert were already residing. It was there that Irving, plagued by writer's block, was struck with renewed inspiration to write. It seems a conversation with his brother-in-law had awakened in him old memories of his time in the Hudson Valley. As a youngster in Tarrytown, he had been introduced to local ghost stories and lore, so it makes sense that Irving would begin to write about these legends in a collection of shorts called The Sketchbook. Under the pseudonym Jeffrey Crayon, yes, Jeffrey Crayon, Irving wrote 34 essays and short stories in The Sketchbook, which became the first widely read works of American literature in Britain and Europe. In it were two giant literary short stories, Rip Van Winkle and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. The story has many references to people and places that Irving actually encountered while growing up in Tarrytown. The village of Sleepy Hollow is in fact a real place. It was known as North Tarrytown, sitting just across the Pocatello River from Tarrytown proper. Citizens voted to rename their town as Sleepy Hollow in 1996. But Sleepy Hollow in Irving's story, and indeed the Sleepy Hollow that existed when he wrote it, wasn't a town at all. It was indeed a hollow, which usually comprises of an area much larger than any one village. In this case, you could consider Sleepy Hollow the entire Pocatello River Valley. But it would certainly have had a dirt road or a horse path and a church that sat just beyond a bridge. The original Headless Horseman Bridge was a simple wooden span that has long since rotted away and has been rebuilt and reimagined at least 5 different times, finally ending up as the concrete and steel structure one sees today. The old Dutch church and the churchyard are real too. The church, in all its old world charm, was built in 1697 and is the second oldest existing church and the 15th oldest existing building in the state of New York.
Yeah.
Now, it's a comment on the video itself. There's several times where he had to blur out images, I guess, because of copyright. And
I wondered what that was.
and I'm like, what you? It's like you're using. I mean, copyrights. They're coming after images now. I mean, you can't like show pictures that they're claiming pictures. What? I mean,
when I watched
platform is just becoming a nut. I mean,
when I watched that earlier, I thought it was something wrong.
I wish I could. No. He must have had to blur it for copyright.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just insane.
I guess so.
It's insane, man. I mean, how are they making money off of a picture? I mean, I can kind of understand if it's like a tune in the background or something like that. You know, that people want to make money off of their music. I get that, or a video or something like that. I get that. But a picture, a still that I can just find anywhere on the net.
And download,
man. Yeah, I don't get that. No. But anyway, so it's like sprinkled into his stories are a lot of like names that pop up, and those names actually have basis in reality. And so here we go.
Aside from the structures, there is a striking similarity to real people in Tarrytown and the characters in the story. Katerina Van Tassel's grave in the churchyard has often been associated with the inspiration for Irving's muse, Katrina. This probably isn't the case, though. Katerina was a middle-aged woman when Irving was in Tarrytown, and her personality didn't fit the part. Instead, evidence points to her niece, Eleanor Van Tassel. Now, Eleanor's timeline better aligns with Irving's youth. She was in her late 20s during his formative years. Their families were well acquainted, and it's plausible that Eleanor's vibrant personality and alluring character captured Irving's imagination and served as the inspiration for the enchanting Katrina. In the creation of the character Brom Van Brunt, also known as Brom Bones, Irving drew inspiration from two men, both blacksmiths named Brom. The first, and most notable, was Abram Brom Martling, a heroic war veteran who played a crucial role in organizing Tarrytown's defenses during the Revolution. His most daring adventure involved leading a group of followers on a secret mission to burn down a Tory leader's house in retaliation for the burning of the Van Tassel residence in 1777. Their successful return to the Patriot lines turned them into instant heroes. The second Brom was Abram Van Alstyne. This Brom played a prank on schoolmaster Jesse Merwin, tricking him to propose to his long-suffering fiancée, Jane Van Dyke. Merwin, who lacked confidence and was hesitant to pop the question, found himself pursued by a spectral horseman wrapped in sheets one night after leaving Jane's house. Sound familiar? The prankster's cackling laughter revealed his identity, and the prank had the desired effect on Merwin. He took the hint, proposed to Jane, and married her, avoiding a lifetime of similar pranks and teasing. By the way, the schoolmaster Jesse Merwin, if you haven't already surmised, was Irving's inspiration for Ichabod Crane. And then there's the Headless Horseman. According to the New York Historical Society, Irving may have been inspired by an actual Hessian soldier who was decapitated by a cannonball during the Battle of White Plains around Halloween 1776. General George Washington's inexperienced army was in full retreat after suffering a crushing defeat at the Battle of Long Island. He ordered his troops to prepare a hasty defense near White Plains. There, on the eve of Halloween, American forces engaged a combined force of British and Hessian soldiers. Lieutenant Ephraim Fenno assumed command of a lone artillery battery on top of a hill overlooking White Plains. Fenno fired a single cannonball at advancing Hessian troops, decapitating one of them and effectively ending the assault. According to the book Once Upon a Time in the American Revolution, soldier Anthony Maxwell is said to have witnessed the unfortunate death firsthand and talked about it for years after. And in his 1798 memoir, Major General William Heath wrote, "A shot from the American cannon at this place, White Plains, took off the head of a Hessian artilleryman." Now, let's not forget that artillerymen used horses to pull their cannons across the countryside, and most artillery brigades had officers that rode on horseback. Could this be our horseman? Today, a small placard marks the spot where the lone Hessian lost his head, less than 8 miles from Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like you've got a pretty clear delineation between this prank paid on a school teacher of the headless, apparition coming after him. You have this like mythology of the Doulahan, which is pretty much, I guess, people knew lore a lot better back then because, for us it's lore, but for them, superstition, they're all pretty superstitious. And so you had that, you had the Doulahan, you had the trick played on the schoolmaster, and then you had this gruesome story of a man losing his head on the battlefield. 8 miles away from where this Dutch church graveyard, where he was the body was placed. And so, I mean, there does seem to be some pretty like direct lines here. I don't think I'm going too far, and saying that there seems to be a pretty clear, formula that would have produced this this story. What do you guys think?
It certainly seems that way. Yeah. And I watched that video earlier on, so that was pretty interesting. I like the idea that they also honored the dead because the Fan Tassels, I think, had a link to the Hessians or something like that, and they actually one of them rescued a child or something, so they honored the dead and the headless guy in case it was him that had done that. So that was nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of times where one of my favorite things to do is when I read a story and I find that the author, Stephen King, is, for all of his foibles, does a good job of writing his kind of like giving his process as to how he came up with ideas for certain stories, where like he in the book on writing, he was talking about how he came up with Carrie and how it was based on these two unfortunate beings that he grew up with, these young girls that got bullied. One of them to death. But he was talking about how, that and the fact that he found himself in a girl's locker room and saw like a dispenser for feminine napkins. And somehow that just like, women, it kind of like birthed this story in his head, and he came up with Carrie. But a lot of times you'll see stories. I mean, you kind of like can pick back through. Okay, they encountered this person. They spent time here. Here's a legend, a local legend, and that he would have heard about this, and then you can kind of piece together where it came from. In any story I have, I usually can say, okay, well, this idea, and they bounced around in my head a little while, and this is how they came out, But
Right.
So Sleepy Hollow story definitely seems to have some like direct lines to the actual legend. But why are we still talking about this legend, do you think?
It's a Halloween tale. It comes up every Halloween.
Yeah. I'm not sure it would maybe have so much staying power if it wasn't the fact that it was set on Halloween. So yeah, maybe because of the Halloween.
Well, what do you think are the themes that kind of like resonate with people? I mean, one of the things I think really resonates with people is the idea of being in dark woods at night.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys had the misfortune of doing that?
I don't think so.
Big by your
recall.
Wood?
No,
I don't think
No.
so. Not. Well,
Well, I live in Appalachian, so I've spent some time in dark woods at night. And I can assure you that there's something very visceral about a forest at night, when you're by yourself.
right.
There's a place my grandma grew up, and it's a place called Jonas Ridge. And anybody, even hunters, will tell you that they don't stay in those woods at night. Something about the way the particular like type of trees that are up there, the leaves are very thick, and so when you're in the floor, even in the middle of the day, it gets really dark, and and it's and those woods are oddly quiet. And I mean, I don't know why, but the woods are very oddly quiet, and there's all sorts of stories, including ones my great uncle told me about those woods.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I've certainly been out in the country and slept out in the country, you know, at my uncle's or in a caravan we used to have, and the difference between city life or town life and the country and the dead of night is very, very, very different. But I've never been in the woods, I don't think, like that at night, no.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
in the desert at night.
There's a. Oh, you've been in the desert in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's right. You do live out there. I guess the desert is probably pretty quiet at the middle of the night.
He's way out there, way out there.
Quiet and flat.
Quiet and flat, yeah. Well, the thing about I think the story is the fact that, yeah, I think it's kind of like the same thing that appeals in all slasher movies. That fight or flight moment where something primeval starts chasing you. Something like out of the depths of hell just shows up and you're running for your life. And that whole entire adrenaline surge. I think there's something very primal in every human being. That fight or flight response is it's built into us. I mean, it's very built into our basic DNA. It's
it would be
part of our wiring, you know. Yeah. Have you guys ever been scared enough to just think you're running for your life?
Well,
you ever had
I went to Alien War and had the guy in the suit chasing after us. That was quite fun.
There you go. There you go.
But as for a real life encounter with somebody or something, no, I don't think so.
Nah. Well, I was in a one particular moment. I was in a haunted house. It's like a local Church of God. There was a haunted house in the basement or whatever, and there was this one room where there's like leaves all over the floor. And there's like gravestones or whatever. And we were in there. It was cheesy as hell, but I was a kid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy like gives his dialogue or whatever. I can't even remember it. But suddenly these people just start coming out of the leaves. And they evidently I mean, there was some really scary crap in that haunted house. They evidently had so many people like terrified that they decided to give a halfway point because this guy like stuck his head out in the hallway and he's like, "Come this way if you're too scared to continue." I ran over that guy. I mean, I literally ran right into him. I tried to get out that damn door. I mean, I went from here to there. I don't remember how I got there, but I just ran all over him, man. He came up to me later. He's like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You hit me pretty hard." I was like, "Sorry." You said that I could get out. No, I got out, you know. But yeah, that part. I mean, that part of us that just says, you know, that thing's gonna kill me. I need to go. I need to go now. And because it supercharges your everything. It supercharges your systems. You run faster than you ever thought possible. You do feats of strength you never thought. Your brain ordinarily would say you can't do that, but now it's like I don't care if you can do it or not. We got to do it, you know, and kind of overrides all your adrenaline, right? I mean, I was listening to some of the things that Audie Murphy did in War, and he was talking kind of like talking about it later, and they're kind of like, "How the heck did you do that?" I mean, that's superhuman. How did you do that? And he's kind of like, "Well, they were shooting at me."
Yeah.
How to do it, yeah.
There wasn't a lot of thought going on. I was being shot at.
Yeah.
Just react.
It turns out that when you shoot at Audie Murphy, he turns into a super soldier, evidently. That makes Anyway, look him up. It's incredible. 5'5", about 120 some pounds, soaking wet, and he murdered at one point 50 Germans by himself at one particular moment in time. That won him the Medal of Honor. 50 Germans, one guy. Look it up. I can't do it justice. Fat Electrician just did a great video on him. Just look him up. But that whole thing, I mean, the cartoon's really good about oh gosh, what we got here? This is good stuff.
Oh,
This is good
Hello,
stuff.
The Headless Park Horseman.
How you doing?
Yeah, rides again. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, was he a cook? Audie Murphy? No, he was not a cook. He cooked some Germans, but he was not a cook. No. Anyway, but I think that that particular, I mean, you got the legend that kind of came up through the Celtics about the being that rides in the middle of the nights. And yeah. Hey, Mrs. Good Stuff. Good to see you.
The Doulahan.
But the Doulahan, yeah. And so
Yeah, just magical arrows. There you go. Magical arrows, fire, ice, lightning. There you go. Takes care of it easy.
Oh, there's Mr. Good Stuff, of course. The parkour is headless. Wait, she doesn't give head or doesn't have a head. I'm confused. Yeah. I'm not going to address that one. I'm just not going to address that one. Anyway, but the Doulahan, I mean, the whole idea of the black coach or the people that are like coming for those who are marked for death. I think it's kind of like a way to make a lore about the encroachment of your mortality in a way.
Well, it's kind of like the Grim Reaper, isn't it?
But I mean,
it's kind of like the Grim Reaper in a sense as well. You've done if you come across the Grim Reaper. So
there you go. Yeah, you ever watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People? If I'm not being offensive,
I don't think so.
No,
you haven't.
Great movie.
Okay. So. Cruel. You need to watch it. It has Sean Connery's first on-screen role. But beyond that, it's
Yeah.
What's it?
Young Connery. Yes.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People. It's a Disney movie, but it has a lot of Irish lore about leprechauns and stuff in it. It's actually shot. It was actually shot in Ireland, so
right. That helps.
And it used a lot of Irish actors and stuff like that. But it was a really good movie, especially at the end of it. Probably the best depiction of the Dark Coach, which is what I'm thinking of. But there's incredible depiction of the Dark Coach. I don't know how they did it. There's a making of documentary I need to watch that they put out about it. But it's definitely very ambitious for its time. Had a banshee in it, had the Dark Coach, had leprechauns and Irish lore. Surprised you haven't seen it, but you need to.
I don't think so.
But anyway,
I saw that in grade school of all places.
Yeah, a grade school? Seriously, that movie?
Yeah, they showed it in class in grade school.
That gave me freaking nightmares. Are you kidding me? Holy crap! Okay, hold on. So the parkour did a horse. No. There is no parkour in the story. No,
There's a headless
parkour in
parkour. What
the
do you mean
story.
there's no
Okay?
parkour?
There is no parkours in this story. That is fake
There could be.
news.
You don't know there, bunny.
Is that what you're telling me?
21, I win.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Look who it is.
Oh, no.
Nice.
You're mute.
All right. Didn't realize there was a horse involved. There is no horse involved
Who it is.
with the parkours. Okay. Now, headless parkour doesn't go ahead and just take yours. Long live parkours.
Oh, this is getting confusing.
Okay. All right. We have deteriorated, obviously. So obviously, so today, this is kind of like open and shut for me.
Hello, Wookie. I'll say it.
There you go. This is kind of open and shut for me. I just wanted to talk about this legend because it's so iconic and it's so important to American literature. I mean, it's our first horror story, our first slasher story, basically, and it's probably where all the slasher movies and stuff came from later on. And I mean, this it might be the template for that. Jason, if you've seen when you see Jason charging after somebody, some poor teenager that had the temerity of having sex, in Camp Crystal Lake, or whatever, or Michael Myers, hiding in the closet or whatever, or I mean. Any amount of that kind of slasher stalker, coming after somebody kind of thing. A lot of that you could probably trace a lot of that back to the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and so it's a very important story in our literature. Now, whether he combined the legends from Celtic lore with a local legend of this headless Horseman, and then used a lot of names and settings from this area that he lived in. It's still there that you can walk around and find. It just seems pretty open and shut that this was just a story, but it's a hell of a good story. Obviously, they usually die first, rookie. Okay, all parkours die in the slasher movies. Yeah, they usually die first, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. If you're parkour, you're pretty done for in most of these movies. Parkours usually do well in slasher movies. Okay. Yeah, they do very well in slasher movies. Yeah, that's kind of like where they belong. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and check my okay, close. All right, go check my so I have 5 votes. I've got 40% confirmed and 60%. So that would be 3 votes to 2. So 2 votes in the middle and 3 votes for confirmed. Ending the poll right now. So I'm not really entirely sure how to take that. So we've got 3 people that think it's confirmed that it's real, and then 2 people who think it's in the middle. I would think this was a straight debunked for me. So I'm a little mystified as to what they think is confirmed. But anyway, so it's a debunked for me that the Headless Horseman wasn't real. It's just a very important story. So what do you think, Cruel?
Yeah, I think it was a story. I think it was inspired by other legends and some of the aspects of his real life. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say the Doulahan isn't real, but that's a completely different subject. But
Yeah.
this
There you
one,
go.
this one, I think it was a story.
Okay. All right. Okay, I gotta bring this comment up. If as soon as StreamYards lets me. Audit the count. It was this too many voting machine.
I guess so.
I don't think so. All right. Okay, Abby. So we've got 2 debunks here. What do you think, man?
I think this is just merely, like you said, a nice horror story tale. I think it's debunked.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it was a great, thing of just somebody's creative idea to tell a ghost story and get it published.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all it is. He took certain aspects around the area, made it real, made it sound real, but it's a story.
It's a really great like reinterpretation of like a legend and then extrapolating it onto a local story of a headless Hessian, right. and then using a lot of characters from his world in that time. Plus using probably the prank as the idea. I mean, I really think that there's a very clear delineation there. But evidently we got 3 confirmed and 3 debunked. Memory cards were switched. You're not helping. You're not helping, Wiki.
Well, that's it. I mean,
so okay.
Is there any evidence? Is there any evidence out there to suggest that it's real?
They stuffed the ballots.
Well,
anyway, so we have like 2 in the middle. Yeah, seriously. So we had a midnight drop somewhere. So we got 3 debunked from us, and 3 from the chat that say confirmed, and 2 in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and declare a tie goes to the panel. So, hate on me all you want, but we're gonna say debunked. So there you go.
Notice
that
was one thing about the movie, though.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, what Wookie was saying, one thing about the movie, Christopher Walken's in the movie, he doesn't have any lines at all.
Right, but no. He steals every line.
Goes, That's about it. He snarls and growls, and that's it. Now, if he could have snarled and growled as Christopher Walken, that'd have been funny.
Where is my head? Oh my!
Wow!
Anyway,
thank you for returning my head.
You are going to die. I can't really. Who can? Anyway,
I can't. Really
so tie goes to the tie goes to the panel. So we're going to say
debunked.
Anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and say debunked. Yeah. So you can hate on us all you want in the chat or in the comments. That's fine. But today
hate us everywhere, Bunny.
Yeah, hate us.
Muted,
Come on. So yeah. So that is going to be. We're going to go with the debunked on that one. I think it's pretty clear that that's an awesome story, but there's just too many very clear parallels there. But anyway, so next week we are going to talk about a less cut and dried story. One that has a lot of twists and turns, a lot of really genuine, creepy shit in it. But we're going to talk about the Amityville Horror. And so by the time we do this, it'll be November the 1st, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
If I'm right.
Well, that's if any.
So we will have just. But unless you guys done that before, anybody interested in that? We don't have to deal with Wookiee, so. You guys want to do it on Halloween or just do it on normal Saturday?
I am filled in for Saturday for Halloween, so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll do it on a Saturday.
All right.
All right. We'll do it on a Saturday then. So all right. So that's been Cooper Telepathic Bunny Comics here with Mr. Abby someone, and Mr. Cruel Barab. Because if it ain't Scottish, it's crap. And we will see you. Okay. So
Amityville Park Wars. I like it.
There you go, the Bunnyville Park Horse. All right, but we will say Wookiee fever in absentia. Carrying his wife's purse in Yuma. But all love to Mrs. Wookiee. But anyway, so we'll talk to you later, guys. Y'all have a good weekend. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.